Hey everyone, it's Haley here again. So it's currently week 14, which means next week is the last week of class, and after that is finals week, and then the whole first semester will be over. So it's been a great first semester. Obviously it's not over yet. The hardest part is coming, but we're almost done and we will power through. So I am feeling optimistic and trying to not get stressed, but it will all be okay. And I'm just really excited to go home for the holidays. I love Christmas. It's my favorite time of year. Thanksgiving break was good last week, so I'm pretty excited to go home again, but I'm also kind of sad that I'm gonna have to leave Athens for an entire month, but I'm sure it'll be great to come back in the spring. So yeah, today I wanted to talk a little bit about my major because I know a lot of you are probably juniors and seniors or sophomores in high school, and you're trying to figure out what the heck you want to do with your life, just like I was, and it can be kind of hard, but there are lots and lots and lots of options out there, and my major is something that I never even would have thought of. Like, I never thought of my freshman, sophomore, even junior year in high school. So my senior year, end of my junior, start of my senior year, I was really trying to like figure something out, and I kind of decided that I wanted to try marketing because I was really interested in like selling products and like working with like advertising and packaging and things like that. So I started out in marketing, and I actually visited Ohio University. They have a thing called Ohio Discovery Day, and if you ever get the chance to attend one of those, I would really recommend it. But it's like an open house basically, so I went as a marketing business major, and so you go to like an information session, and like professors spoke and students spoke, and I just really was like, I don't know if this is for me. Like, I just can't see myself as like a business major. You know, numbers and stuff like that doesn't really interest me that much. So I was getting a little stressed, but after the information session, they had a thing where there was all the colleges and they all had tables set up, and you could talk to students about different majors and different programs and all sorts of stuff. So I was walking around talking to people, and I ended up going to the Scripps College of Communications table, and I was telling a girl about, you know, what I was interested in. I didn't really know what to do, and she just told me about the journalism strategic communications major. So basically, you're a journalism major on the strategic communications track. So there's news and information, which is like, you know, being a reporter, being a writer, all that part of journalism, and then strategic communications, which is advertising and PR, which is public relations. So yeah, I ended up going with that. I kind of learned that it was kind of like marketing, but it's more creative. I get to be more creative. It's a lot of writing, which I really enjoy. That's why it's in the journalism school, and yeah, I just decided that that was a good plan for me, so that is what I went with. That's what I am majoring in now, and I really think it was the right choice for me. I'm enjoying it so much so far. Yeah, so maybe you really like writing, but you don't want to be like an author or like a creative writer or go into like be a reporter for a newspaper or something. Strategic communications is awesome. And also, another really great thing about the strategic communications major is that you can work in tons of different industries. So something that I knew I really wanted to do is that I wanted to work in the cosmetics industry, which this could totally change by the time I graduate college, but right now I want to work in the cosmetics industry. I said in a previous video that I really am into makeup, so I like wanted to work for maybe like a makeup brand and do PR for them. But at the same time, if you were into politics, you could work in politics, you could work in the medical field, you could work in the environmental field, you could work in the tourism field, you can work in higher education even. There's like so many things that you can do, and so that's one reason I really love this. I mean, if you like video games, you can work in you can work in that industry. So with this major. So it's really great. Lots of variety. And also, something else I've learned since being here is about agencies. So not only could you work in corporate, which is where you would work for like one specific company, you can work in an agency where you would work with like multiple companies, have multiple clients, and get to do lots of things. So there's always that as well. So yeah, I hope this was a little bit helpful if you didn't know about strategic communications, PR, advertising, or if you're just thinking about your college major and looking at your options. Yeah, I hope you have a really great Christmas, and I will see you next semester. Bye!